here's a look at the shrouds for the M18. You've got a center one, the front and center, and above that you've got this weird funky baffle that goes above it. And then you've got a right hand side cylinder head shroud, and the left hand side shroud, and the little gap filler plate. Basically, this is where the engine tag would be. Was it all visible on mine? It kind of isn't. And those are the basic ones. There's more on this tractor. There's a big shroud in the front for the muffler, but this will get it back to a point where we can run it and not have it overheat. We'll actually be pushing air in the right way. My shrouds are super gross. They have been, I think this is battery acid that leaked all over this one. So I've wiped them down. They're clean enough that I can put them on for now, but they're like two different rattle cans on there. There's a black rattle can. You can see where it's all dingy looking. That's not any kind of dirt. That's like overspray. And then they had this, they freaking John Deere yellowed the frame and they hit the engine when they did it. It's just, they're all gross. So I know it's going to look ugly when I put it on, but they're going to go on so we can do some testing. And we'll start with the left side. I should probably start with the right side. Either way, left or right, you start in the middle. So this shroud has two tabs on the bottom that mount to the bottom of the engine. And I'm just going to loosely put those in for now. There's also some wiring over here and a little grommet, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I'll just set it in there for now and then I'll show you. There, just enough to hold it. Oh, well, the wiring itself does not hold it. You got a bunch of little self-tapper dudes. Let me get these in place and then I'll bring you in here. So down at the bottom, you got these two here. And I'm just going to hold them in there loosely for now, because we need to leave enough room to get this plate in. This plate goes in like this. There's an opening on this side. Slides in here. And then flips up and lays on top of this shroud. But it goes behind the flywheel. So you gotta we gotta weasel it in there. There we go. So this guy goes over top of this shroud and goes behind the flywheel back in here. And then we'll put a couple, we'll just hold it in place for now. This one gets a screw. And then this one over here, one on the opposite side, gets a screw. So put in a screw there just to hold it in. Put in a screw there just to hold it in. And then there's the wiring here, and grommet goes through the shroud, holds the wiring on. And I think this plate goes underneath the breather box right there. Looks like that's where it should go. I can't tell if it goes over top or underneath. This fit is so sloppy it could probably go either way, but I'm going to try to do it right. So with that stuff kind of in place, I'm going to go ahead and put the side shrouds on before I tighten anything down. I'll start with the one on this side. This is the one that's got the oil cooler lines, or oil filter lines. You've got two bolts on the bottom here and then one here. It goes up underneath the head. What we're concerned with now is just getting it positioned with, ouch. Trying to get it positioned with this shroud so that it starts defining something as far as the overall height goes. And so this shroud goes inside this one. The reason I know this is because of the overspray, or the factory paint. You can tell where they had it primered here. And then they sprayed it, so it means this was covered up. Which means this was inside that. We got 2 on the side there, we got 2 at the top of the cylinder head here. We could still go either way with this baffle here, and I don't know yet. Seems like... What's it look like as far as that? Yeah, it pushes that down a little far, doesn't it? Let's try going up over top of it. Is that any worse or any better? I don't know yet. I'm going to put another screw here. This is a placeholder. Yikes. That one's not happy, is it? Woo! Yeah, we're probably going to run a tap through that because that does not look happy. Yeah, big shocker, right? This one here was pretty gross. So, quarter 20. Yeah, we'll run that in there and see what we can get out of it. A little tap magic down the hole. There it goes. That's starting to clean them up a little bit. Okay, those screws aren't that long, so that should be enough. We can get out of there. Got some shmoo out of there. Let's see if the guy wants to play nice now. Ah, okay. Yeah, he's gonna play nice now. Now we have some under here. And I think a lot of these were missing from mine. I don't even think any of these ones underneath were installed because, well, you know, it's too much work, right? Oh, fun. I mean, I'm not going to argue. It's not fun, but... Yeah, so that one's kind of a pain. But it's in there now. Alright, things are starting to come together a little bit. We got 2 more back here to connect the shroud, the 2 shrouds together. What's up with that? That's a little weird. Yeah, they're bent and stuff too. People mangled them. Trying to get them back on. Oh, people. Why? It's just going to be a tough one. You son of a bitch. Come here. What's your problem? Huh? What is your malfunction, dude? You gonna go or what? Act like you never had a bolt in there before. Okay, they're loosely together. Let's work on the other side before we fully commit to all of these. So you got one underneath there. That one's slotted, which is nice. Then you got these two here. Those two I already showed you there. The two up the side. The two on the top. We're still figuring out whether that baffle goes over top or underneath of that breather. And let's focus on this side now. So over here we have this dude and this dude. And this one's all mangled and bent too. It's worse than the other side. So this is going to be a little interesting. I'm probably going to have to... I might have to take it back off and bend it to get it to fit, because it was not fully bolted in before. Okay. And it also looks like we're going to run out of bolts, because I'm putting more in than came out. But we'll start here. Start with the obvious ones. And these are just little quarter 20s, so it's not like there's a shortage of those in the shop. Is this one going to be the same as the other one? The hole all wallered out? Okay. I'm not happy with it, but it's there. I think it wants to go into that baffle, honestly. I mean, it grabs it a little bit. It touches it either on the top or the bottom, both. It kind of touches it, but I think it wants to go under it. All right, we have run out of bolts, so let's see if I have any real short quarter 20s. All right, so I did some searching for bolts. I found some bolts, and then I had to do some creative tin work here to get the bottom of this shroud to clear the starter. It looked to me like there was a factory bend right here, and so I kind of followed what was already there. And then the hardest part was getting this one connected, because the whole thing's kind of tweaked. But let me show you where all the points are. So you got on this shroud 2 up here, plus this one here that connects this plate, and then another one here. And you'll see these are different bolts, but they're what I had to use because there were so many missing on this when I got it. So then you have this cover plate here, and coming down here, obviously those two on the side. You got one up underneath by the starter, and then there's that weird crease in my shroud right there. And I'm pretty sure that's just to clear the starter. It looked like it was a factory crease there. And then we got this one over here, which is in shadow right now, but that one. So let's go ahead and tighten all this crap down, and then we will finally have an engine that can cool itself. I did check in between the cylinder heads and the block and stuff, made sure that this shroud isn't like gonna rattle on something. It's not a perfect fit at all anywhere, but it is an okay fit in most places. So it'll work as a functional one. I think, oh no. Did that just spin? It did. It's not going to grab, is it? Nope. Well, that one's stripped. Sweet. Well, good thing I put all my bolts back. It just got right to the end and then decided it wasn't going to grab. Sweet. Let's swap one of these out and see if I can. I ran a tap through this one and then swapped out one of the side cover bolts for it, but we might just have to do a funky washer thing. I don't even know if this will hold. The shrouding is really tight right here for some reason. I don't know why. It's just not happy. Here we go. You gonna go? Oh boy, here we go. I mean, it's there. It's not super tight, but it's there. I put a lock washer on that should do it. Let's do that. Put a lock washer on it. Jeez. Yeah, it's only holding by a couple threads. You can see how much tension this has right here too. I just can't get it to come forward as much as I want it to. Whatever these goofs did to this engine, I'm very sorry for it. There we go. Okay, that's on there for now. Unfortunately, I have two different size bolts on this thing now, but that's okay. Worst things have happened. Pry this shroud up out of here a little bit. Come on. I don't want it to rub on the intake right there. I guess it's not technically rubbing, but it's really close. There we go. Good. Nope, it's not perfect, but it'll function for now. Okay. Sounds alright. Doesn't sound too bad. This one here. And this one here. I think I've decided. Where that top plate's going to go. I think I'm just going to put it on top of the breather, like that. I've gone back and forth like 5 times. So, you don't really need to see me do all of the fasteners, I guess. It's kind of just me tightening stuff up now. I did want to show you where everything was. And share the wonderful journey of putting this thing back together. I've not been looking forward to this part of it for a while. You can see it's a little misaligned with the flywheel even too, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so that will do it. I'm gonna finish tightening up everything and we'll come back, plug everything in, hook everything up, throw the exhaust on, fill it with oil, hook up our oil pressure gauge, and we should be on the test stand here in another hour or so. So, very exciting, dude. Very exciting. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll be back.